Alrighty, guys. So today we are going to work on the second example from lesson 9. Okay, so we did situation 1. Now we're going to do situation 2. And I did this in pen a minute ago and made a mistake. So I taped an extra one over the top. So just ignore that part. Okay, so here's situation 2. It says, you are desperate for a job and you love to play games. You decide to visit a local rice farmer and bring a checkerboard. You ask him if you can work on his field for 64 days, one for each square on the checkerboard. You tell him that you want to be paid one piece of rice on the first day and for your pay to double each day you work. Are you a fool or a genius? How much will you be paid on the last day of the job? Okay, so in our X column, that's going to be the day, right? Because the X is typically the time frame, right? So in this case, it's days. In the Y column, that's going to be the number or like the pieces of rice. Okay. So before any time has passed, right, you start out with 1. Okay. So that's like right when you start. Then after 1 day, so after 1 day, you're going to double that. After 2 days of work, you're going to double that. After 3 days of work, you're going to double this one. After 4 days of work, you're going to double this. And after 5 days of work, you're going to double this. So you're already at 32 after 5 days. So at 64 days, you can imagine how quickly that's going to increase. So this is an example of an exponential growth. Now, when we do our graph, it just needs to be a rough sketch, right? So you start at day 0. I'm not going to start right at the bottom because I didn't start with 1. I didn't start with 0. I started with 1. So it's going to look something like that. So it's going to increase somewhat rapidly, right? So the graph is going to look something like that. Now, as far as the equation, okay, so for my y equals a b to the x. Remember the a, that's like the y-intercept. Isn't that this point right here? So wherever your x is 0, that's your y-intercept, okay? So y equals 1 times, well, how much is this growing by? Okay, to get from here to here, we multiplied by 2. From here to here, we multiplied by 2. And we kept going, right? So we say, like, what is the multiplier? Well, in this case, it's 2. So the b is 2, and we're going to raise that to the x, okay? So now, since this is 1, like, this is perfectly fine, okay? We don't always write the 1, so, like, technically, you could write the exact same equation like that, and it would be fine. Okay, so either one is fine. Alrighty, so now the question says, how much will you be paid for your last day on the job? Okay, well, how many days are you working on the field? Well, it says 64 days right here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, well, y equals 2 to the 64th. Now, I'm going to tell you this is going to be a pretty big number. Okay, in fact, it's going to be probably in scientific notation on your calculator because it's going to be such a humongous number. Okay, but let's see what this looks like. So 2 raised to the 64. Oh, yeah. Remember this here, this means scientific notation. So you're talking like move your decimal place over like 19, right? So that's pretty big. Okay, so then this says 1.84 times 10 to the 19th. That's a pretty big number. Okay, so he's going to have a lot of grains of rice by the time he's done. All right, so I mean, if you think, if each piece of rice equates to, I mean, even a penny, that's a good amount of money. All right, good. So now, hopefully by doing one more example today, that's enough to get you set up for your worksheet. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.